2014 election has been open since the middle of January. The number of parties who have officially registered is still low. A total of 9 political parties have only registered today, 5 old parties and 4 new parties. The registration process ends on August 22nd. What is causing political parties not registering despite nearing its closing time? We'll discuss this issue in today's Talking Point segment with the President of Partai Demokrasi Kebangsaan or PDK, Mr. Sayuti Ashatri. Good evening, Mr. Sayuti Ashatri.
Good evening, Mr. Eric.
Welcome to the studio.
Yeah.
Do you think there are some difficulties in meeting the requirements in the registration process for political parties? How do you compare these requirements from 2009 and 2014?
It's uncomparable, but so far so good. And
so far so good for your party?
So good for my party. I don't know other parties.
So you don't observe other parties. How about yesterday? Yesterday there was a hearing at the Constitutional Court. Some people are saying that it is now too difficult to build new parties. So what do you think about this?
Yeah, PDK wasn't one of the parties that submit the judicial review at the MK. But as far as I know that because many people of the parties have involved the process of verification. So from at the beginning it seems difficult, but it seems that so far so good. It's going to be more easier, especially for PDK, that what I have experienced with.
In your experience, how many years did it took PDK to become officially recognized as party?
No.
I mean to fulfill all the requirements. How many years has it taken PDK?
Not many years, just a few months.
Just a few months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much money in the region, in the range?
We haven't have an evaluation and what you call a verification of how much money that we have used. But at the beginning, people considering that because some conditions put in the law of political parties, that they said that the text in the law said that any political parties at the Kabupaten level and provincial level has to provide a special office for the party. But after discuss with the Minister of Law and Human Rights, we have agreed to the interpretation of, we have the same perception and the interpretation of what is called as office. Office could be a rental one and a house or something like that. So it is easier for the parties to.
So not having to buy one special building?
Not having to buy one special building.
Okay. So some say that in some region often happens where old and new political parties would compete so that parties fail to pass in requirements. Has your party experienced competition running up to the to the verification process before the legalizing of your party? Any competition?
Actually, for the first time of the beginning of this party, we have 2 terms in the parliaments. My party have representatives at the parliament for 2 terms. So it is not, PDK is not a new party. It has been recognized long before, since it is birth.
What about PDK now, after the 2009 election? How many votes, how many chairs in the parliament?
Yeah, we have, because PDK didn't pass the national threshold, parliamentary threshold. We have member of parliaments at the local level.
At the local level?
Local level, and it amounts to 250 members of parliament.
So if, based on experience in 2009, if you do not pass to the national parliamentary threshold, don't you think that it is better to ally with another party, probably bigger party, or ally with several small parties to build one major party?
First of all,
or do you stand with PDK?
First of all, there is a line in the law of political party, that is, parties could combine each other. If they combined, then they could have a merging. So there is no single party. They emerge as one new party, or one combined to the other with the name of one of the party. But there is no regulation on how this combination put themselves as a kind of federation. There is no regulation on that kind of combination. So we in PDK never think of merging with other party.
Even when it means getting more votes?
No, because PDK is very sure of its unique vision and mission. And if we never consider, especially as the new president of PDK that was elected by acclamation from Aceh to Papua, I didn't think that I was appointed as the president to combine to the other party.
So there's no plan.
There's no plan.
So
and as far as I know, there is a growing dynamism of the local cadres, provincial and kaupatens, even at the district kecamatan, to the participation and recruitment of parties at those levels. So, and now we have around 380 board of parties at the kabupaten level.
Okay. So speaking of recruitment, one of the requirements from the regulation is that you have to have a clear mechanism of recruitment. What is the PDK's mechanism of recruitment, and do you think it is working? Is there a fit and proper test for your future recruits?
We have still strong cadres at the local level, and when they hear that PDK is not going to combine with other party, they are more having more spirit to unite again, to make the parties alive at every level. So I couldn't put here what is the method of recruitment, but I think that because people maybe in general meaning is frustration with the existing political situation, it seems that they see PDK is a good alternative for the coming political parties in the political scene of Indonesia.
Okay, but all parties always say like this, when you're not in the government, and then you say that okay, we can do better, but how?
How? Because we have a clear mission. We are very sure of the mission of PDK and vision of PDK. That is to establish a good governance in Indonesia. And it is, I think that the only party that is very well known in Indonesia with the vision of good governance is PDK. So I am sure, and the boards of PDK at all levels are very sure. They have a strong commitment to fight for good governance.
Okay, now on the number of parties in Indonesia, what do you think is the ideal number of political parties? Since there are so many. I mean, Muslims have two, one PAN and PKB. How many do you think?
Civil societies and political societies and state societies in Indonesia believe, all of us believe, that a small number of parties is good for the process of election and the process of decision making at the House of Representatives. It's very good, but we have to be careful in the and thought of how to reduce the number of parties.
Okay.
Because there is an accountability and responsibility to maintain the level of participation of the people at the political parties. If we reduce it too much, I mean that lower the number very tight, then we will reduce the quality of participation, the number of participation, and it will bring us to a kind of oligarchy in political matters. And oligarchy is something that is contradict to the process of democratization. Oligarchy and democracy are two different things.
Yes, of course.
Oligarch in politics is the ruling of the government by small people. But democracy
is ruling by the people.
Ruled by the people.
Okay.
So we propose democracy. That is our end. So we have to be careful in the idea of reducing the number of parties. But PDK is one of the parties that's very sure that the small number at the ideal level is good for Indonesia.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
And that was our talking point session with Mr. Sayuti Ashatri, President of the Partai Demokrasi Kebangsaan or PDK.